Om Shri Sai Ram. Sai Baba Mahaparayana. Sai Satcharitra Chapter 29. Stories of Chennai's Bhajani Mela. Tendulkar, father and son. Dr. Captain Hate. Woman Narvekar. This chapter describes other interesting and wonderful stories of Sai Baba. First one, Chennai's Bhajani Mela. It was in the year 1916 when a Chennai's Bhajani Mela party of the Ramdasi Panth started on a pilgrimage to the holy city of Benares. The party consisted of a man, his wife, daughter and sister-in-law. Unfortunately, their names are not mentioned. On their way, the party heard that there lived in Shirdi, Ahmednagar district, a great saint named Sai Baba, who was God realized and who was very generous and distributed money every day to his bhaktas and to skillful persons who went and showed their talents there. A lot of money in the form of dakshina was collected daily by Sai Baba, and out of this amount of dakshina he daily gave 1 rupee to 3-year-old girl Amani, the daughter of Bhakta Kondaji, and rupees 2 to 5 rupees to some, Dr. 6 to Jamali, the mother of Amani, and rupees 10 or to 20 or even 50 rupees to other bhaktas as he pleased. On hearing all this, the party came to Shirdi and stayed there. The Mela did very good bhajan, sang very good songs, but inwardly they desired money. 3 of the party members were full of avarice, but the lady or mistress was of a different nature. She had regard and love for Baba. Once it so happened that when the noon aarti was going on, Baba was much pleased with her faith and devotion and gave her a vision of her Ishta Deva deity. To her, Baba appeared as Sita Nath Ram, while to others as usual Sai Nath. On seeing her beloved deity, she was very much moved. Tears began to flow from her eyes and she clapped her hands in joy. The people began to wonder at her joyful mood but were not able to guess what it was. Late in the afternoon, she disclosed everything to her husband. She told him how she saw Sri Ram in Sai Baba. He thought that she was a very simple and devout woman, and her seeing Ram might be a creation of her mind. He ignored her, saying that it was not possible that she alone should see Ram while all others saw Sai Baba there. She did not resent this remark, as she was fortunate enough to get Ram darshan as and when her mind was calm and composed and free from avarice. Wonderful vision. Things were going on like this when the husband got a strange vision in his dream one night. He was in a big city. The police there had arrested him, tied his hands with a rope, and put him up in a cage lockup. As the police were tightening the grip, he saw Sai Baba standing quite outside near the cage. On seeing Baba so close, he said in a plaintive tone, "After hearing your fame, I resorted to your feet, and then why should a calamity befall me when you are standing here in person?" Baba said, "You must suffer the consequences of your action." He said, "I have done nothing in this life which would bring such a misfortune on me." Baba said, "If not in this life, you must have committed some sin in your past life." He replied, "I do not know anything about my past life, but assuming that I did commit some sin, then why should it not be burnt and destroyed in your presence as it happens to dry grass before fire?" Baba said, "Have you got such faith?" He said, "Yes." Baba then asked him to close his eyes. No sooner did he shut up than he heard a thumping sound of something falling down, and after opening his eyes, he saw that he was free and the police had fallen down and bleeding. Being much frightened, he began to look at Baba, who said, "Now you are well caught. Officers will now come and arrest you." Then he begged, "There is no other savior except you. Please save me somehow." Then Baba again asked him to close his eyes. He did so, and when he opened them again, he saw that he was free out of the cage and that Baba was by his side. He then fell at Baba's feet. Baba then asked him, "Is there any difference between this namaskar and your previous ones?" "Think well and then reply," he said. "There is a lot of difference. My former namaskars were offered with the object of getting money from you, but the present namaskar is one offered to you as God. Besides, earlier I thought resentfully that you, being a Mohammedan, were spoiling us the Hindus." Baba said, "Do you not believe in your mind in a Mohammedan God?" He said, "No." Then Baba said, "Have you not got a pancha, emblem of hand, in your house, and do you not worship the same in Tabut, Moharram festival? Also there is in your house another deity by name Kadbibi, whom you propitiate and appease on marriage occasion and other festival. Is it not so? He admitted all this. Then Baba said, "What more do you want?" Then a desire arose in his mind to get the darshan of his Guru Ramdas when Baba asked him to turn back and see. Then when he turned around, lo, Ramdas was in front of him. No sooner did he bend to fall at his feet, Guru Ramdas vanished. Then he inquisitively asked, "Baba, you look so old. Do you know what is your age?" Baba said, "What? Do you say I am old? Just race with me and see." On saying this, Baba began to run and he too followed. Baba disappeared in the dust raised by his footsteps while running, and at the moment the man awoke. After waking up, he began to think seriously about the dream vision. His mental attitude was completely changed and he realized the greatness of Baba. After this, his doubting tendencies disappeared and true devotion to Baba's feet descended on his mind. The vision was a mere dream, but the question and answers therein were most significant and interesting. Next morning, when all assembled in the masjid for the Aarti, Baba gave him a prasad, as prasad rupees 2 worth of sweet meat and also 2 rupees from his pocket, and blessed him. He made him stay there for a few more days and gave him his blessing, saying, "Allah God will give you plenty and he will do you all good." He did not get more money, but there he got far off better things, that is Baba's blessings, which stood him in good stead all along. The party got plenty of money afterwards, and their pilgrimage was successful as they did not suffer any trouble or inconvenience during their journey. They all returned home safe, thinking of Baba's words and blessings and the Anand bliss they experienced by his grace. This story illustrates one of the methods which Baba followed in some cases to improve and reform his devotees. Tendulkar family. There lived in Bandra a Tendulkar family, all the members of which were devoted to Baba. Mrs. Savitri Bai Tendulkar has published a Marathi book named Sri Sainath Bhajan Mala containing 800 abhagnyas and padas describing the leelas of Baba. It is a book worth reading by those who are interested in Baba. The son Babu Tendulkar was studying hard day and night and wanted to appear for the medical examination. He consulted some astrologers. On examining his horoscope, they told him that the stars were not favorable that year and that he should appear for the examination next year when he would be certainly successful. This cast a gloom over him and made him restless. A few days afterwards, his mother went to Shirdi and saw Baba. Amongst other things, she mentioned the gloomy and morose condition of her son, who was to appear for the examination in a few days. On hearing this, Baba said to her, "Tell your son to believe in me, to throw aside horoscopes and predictions of astrologers and palmists, to go on with his studies. Let him appear for the examination with a calm mind. He is sure to pass this year." Thus he got through the examination that year successfully by Baba's grace, and though the stars were against him as indicated, it is to be noted here that doubts and difficulties surround us just to move us and confirm our faith. We are tested as it were. If we only hold on steadily to Baba with full faith and continue our endeavors, our efforts will be ultimately crowned with success. The father of this boy, Raghunantha Rao, was serving in some foreign mercantile firm in Mumbai. As he grew old, he was not able to attend to his work properly. So, he had to take leave and rest. As he did not improve during the period of leave, a further extension of leave and premature retirement from service was inevitable. The chief manager of the firm decided to retire him on pension as he was an old and reliable servant. The question regarding the amount of pension to be given was under consideration. He was getting rupees 150 per month, and his pension, that is half the amount 75, would not be enough to meet the expenses of the family. So they were all anxious about this matter. 15 days before the final settlement, Baba appeared to Mrs. Tendulkar in her dream and said, "I wish that rupees 100 should be settled as pension. Will it satisfy you?" She replied, "Baba, why ask me this? We fully trust in you." Though Baba said rupees 100, still he has given 10 rupees more with 110 as a special case. Such a wonderful love and care did Baba exhibit towards his bhaktas. Captain Haight, who was staying in Bikaner, was a great devotee of Baba. Once Baba appeared to him in his dream and said, Did you forget me? Hate then immediately held Baba's feet and replied, if a child forgets his mother, how could he be saved? Then Hate went into the garden and took out fresh Valpadi vegetables, and after arranging Siddha like a wheat flour, ghee, and dal, Dakshina was about to be offered all this to Baba when he was awakened and came to know that the whole thing was a dream. Then he decided to send all these things to Baba at Shiradi. When he came to Gwalior some days afterwards, he sent rupees 12 by money order to a friend with instructions that rupees 2 should be spent in buying Siddha articles and Valpadi vegetable, and those should be offered to Baba with rupees 10 as Dakshina. The friend went to Shiradi and purchased all the things, but Valpapadi was not available. In a short time, a woman turned up with a basket on her head, which curiously enough contained the Valpapadi vegetable. It was purchased, and then all the things were offered to Baba on behalf of Mr. Dr. Captain K. Hate. Mr. Nimonkar prepared the Naivedya and next day and offered the same to Baba. All the people were surprised to see that Baba, while dining, took and ate only the wal papadi and did not touch rice and other things. Hate's joy knew no bounds when he learnt this from his friend. Consecrated rupee. At another time, Captain Hate wished that he should have in his house a rupee consecrated by Baba and with his touch. He came across a friend who was bound for Shiradi. Through him, Hate sent his rupee. The friend went to Shiradi and after usual salutation gave first his dakshina, which Baba accepted. Then he gave Hate's rupee, which Baba took in his hand, began to gaze at it. He held it in front, tossed it up and his right thumb and played with it. Then he said to his friend, return this to your owner with the prasad of Udi. Tell him that I want nothing from him. Ask him to live in peace and contentment. The friend returned to Gwalior, handed over the consecrated rupee to Hate and told him all that happened at Shiradi. This time Hate was much pleased and realized that Baba always encouraged good thoughts. Vaman Narvekar. Now let us, the readers, hear a different story. A gentleman named Vaman Narvekar loved Baba very much. He once brought a rupee. On one side of it was engraved the figures of Ram, Lakshman and Sita. On the other side was engraved the figure of Maruti with folded hands. He offered it to Baba with the hope that he should consecrate it with his touch and return it to him with Udi. But Baba immediately pocketed it. Then Shyama spoke to Baba regarding Vaman Rav's intention and requested him to return it. Then Baba spoke in the presence of Vaman Rao. Why should it be returned to him? We should keep it ourselves. If he gives rupees 25 for it, it will be returned. Then for the sake of that rupee, Vaman Rao collected rupees 25 and placed them before Baba. Then Baba said, the value of that rupee far exceeds rupees 25. So Shyama, take this rupee. Let us have it in our store and keep this in your shrine and worship it. No one had the courage to ask Baba why he had followed this peculiar action. He only knows what is best and most suitable to each and all. Om Shri Sai Ram.